day 2 of the camping adventure. Again, as a disclaimer, this has nothing to do about a garage or car related stuff. This live stream is to promote my other channel, Traveling Dreams 62. I will start doing my live streams on there once I reach 50 subscribers. But for now, and this week, we'll be doing them while we're camping here at the new channel. So, come in, hang out. I've already tried to drown a few worms, and unfortunately the fish were not cooperating. So, figured if I can't fish, I might as well fix some poles, because these things have been tangled for probably 2 years. It's been that long since I went fishing. What a mess. Now it's not even got a pole anymore. We'll change that. Wow, everybody showed up at once. Hey, Olivia, Carlo, how are y'all doing? The weather's a whole lot nicer than it was yesterday, that's for damn sure. Yesterday was terrible here. But it's about 15 degrees cooler today. And a little more sun. Wouldn't take much to be more than yesterday. You're alive. That's a good thing, Olivia. I'm glad you're alive. Man. These things are wrapped up from one end to the other. Hooks everywhere. They've been shuffled around from one vehicle to another for the last few years. This one was obviously set up for catfish. As you can tell, I'm a cork fisherman. Wow, that's some serious string there. Probably got at least 25-pound test on it. You guys do any fishing? 2:43 a.m. I know. Yeah, that's what are you doing up at this time of night? Well, our first night at the camper wasn't too bad. Granted, the furnace ran all night, but it slept pretty good. I can't complain for camper mattresses. Let's go noodling. Okay. Do you noodle, Olivia? I've never done that. I know some people that have, but this is where I was fishing at today. Is all rock bottom, so I don't know. I'm not a fisherman. I like to fish, I just don't do it very often, and I'm not very good at it. So I don't know what's good for a rock bottom. I'm used to fishing in ponds. I've had better luck fishing in ponds than I do lakes. Tried to spin bait. Mainly did corks and worms. Cujo has, okay. Yeah, you can see a lot of these things are all broken and they need to be restrung. Tells you I've used this one a lot. It's still got the tag from the rummage sale. A whole whopping $5. I definitely don't have high dollar fishing equipment, that's for sure. That's no Zebco 600 reel. Can't tell you what the pole is. It's Zebco. That's about all I know. Oh, it's all jacked up. That is going to need to be restrung, I believe. For me, email. I won't run this live stream too long. It's not much new from yesterday. But like I say, I'm trying to get subscribers for the new channel. That way I can do all the live streams on there and get back to car content on this. So, but basically it's going to be hopefully a travel vlog type thing. That's my plan as of right now. And shows all the trials and headaches of camping, and hopefully traveling across the United States to different locations. And that's what part of the channel is going to be about. So at least that's the plan. So well, it's untangled. Forget the fun of camping. Okay. Yeah, it is a lot of work. It definitely is a lot of work. Sometimes it probably would be better to get a motel room. Be a whole lot easier. I'm not sure if it'll be any more expensive, to be honest. Time you pay the fuel, the insurance on everything. But then you don't really get to see America and hang out and see some of the sights. So well, at least we got them untangled. Yes, I need to see about if I can get this reel off of here. Ooh, this is a high dollar one. This is Zebco 33. Just one step above the Snoopy reel. No bigger fish than I catch, it really doesn't matter. It does not. Oh, this must be a combo. The 33 reel too. But it's trash now. I just so happen to have one without a reel. So, and it looks like it's broken. Yep. So much for that. Let's see. We can't convert broken piece. I think it's going to be too big. Yep, too big. So much for that idea. Batting 1,000. I thought that was a good one. So, more trash. Hey Richard, I am on a camping trip. This is the first camping trip with a new camper. Yesterday it was probably in the low 40s, maybe might have got into the low 50s. Anyway, but it was cloudy, rainy, miserable weather. And we didn't. I barely got supper fixed on the grill, and it started raining again. But we got it done. But we ended up spending most of our time yesterday in the camper with the furnace going. Hey Patrick, looks like a Zupco. You're all right. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Even had a matching reel or a pole rod went with it, but it's broken. So anyway, these poles haven't been used for several years. I thought, well, the fish aren't biting. I've already tried that. No, I have not caught any fish, Richard. Not a lick. So the weather's nice enough I can sit out here and at least fix my rods. And then I just fish for fish. Hey Bick, how you doing, buddy? Middle of the night for you too, isn't it? Trying to tie a knot, concentrate here. I'm sure you guys have your ways of tying these on. I always use swivels usually. But what I do, I wrap it 9 times. I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's what I do. I am not experienced enough to know anything about fishing. Wasn't brought up in a fishing family. Nobody in my family other than my uncle was an avid fisherman. In my understanding, he was quite a fisherman, but yeah, I was younger, so I never went with him. So when I go, I just fish for fish. Whatever bites, bites. Most of the time, I use corks and night crawlers. I have used minnows. I like crickets. Special crickets are really good if you're fishing for bluegill. And to me, there's nothing funner than getting into a bluegill hole. And boy, the time will fly with bluegill because they are a challenge to catch. 4 a.m. Wow. You guys are night owls. Yeah, I'm sure there's, some people will say, well, that's a Texas rig or that's some other kind of rig. I have no clue. I have no clue. I put a swivel on it. I buy these split shot weights and I put them on the line right above the swivel. I say I don't know if it's right or wrong. I give them a good squish. Then I'll throw me a little hook on it. And as far as I'm concerned, my pole's set up. Other than throwing a cork on it, but I don't usually try not to leave corks on them. Because all they do, yeah, vampires, all they do is wrap around other poles when you're trying to carry them. So. I can't even tell you what number of hook this is, but they have little barbs on them that seem to help keep the worms on. But I was out there probably for a good hour. Just me, my poles, and a bucket to sit on. And I didn't even get a bite. All right, that's set up, ready to go. What is this one here? This is a Zebco 600. Oh, how did that happen? All right. This is a 733. This is one of my usually have a couple heavier ones set up for catfishing. But again, I set all my poles up the same way. So I bought new line and a device to re-spool all these, but they're going to go as is for right now. Pretty much everything is a rock bottom right where we're at, so I might have to do a little research to figure out how to fish that. I just don't think there's any in the area. I didn't even see any movement on anything, so I'm not the great white hunter nor fisherman. So, hey Lotus, thanks for coming in, bud. Maybe a net. Probably what I need to do is get a seine. That's about the only way I'd catch a fish. And when you throw a big old net out there, scoop them up. I'm sure that's probably illegal. Hey, Ab. I don't know what that means. Heston something? I don't know. Must be a language I'm not familiar with. One, two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like I say, I don't know if this is right or wrong. I'm sure I read this in a fishing magazine years ago, and I guess it's kind of in a way like a hangman's noose. It's kind of the same way you do a hangman's noose for the most part. Not that I've ever made. Well, I may have made one for something or another just to see if I could do it. But just pull from both ends a little at a time. You get a nice knot on there. I guarantee it ain't coming loose. You'll break the line before the thing comes loose. Let's see if we can reutilize this one here. So what are you guys up to? I know a lot of you are probably in the middle of your sleep. I can guarantee you that if it was 4 a.m. here and I was up, it'd be for a pee break. And that'd be the only reason I'd be up. That's a good thing about these sinkers, weights, whatever you want to call them. People call them different things. I've called them weights all my life, and a lot of other people around here call them sinkers, which that is what they do. Well, that's about butter knife. There we go. All right. I'm going to utilize the hook that I had on this too. There's one of them knots that never did ever come loose. Line broke, but the knot didn't come loose. I usually do this stuff with needle nose and that has side cutters on it. Try to pick up all the fishing line because it's not good for the animals. Things get caught up in it, end up dying. A lot more activity today than there was yesterday. I tried to look online and see about reserving a site again later in the year. I think this site here is only available maybe 4 days out of the rest of the year. And they were like Wednesdays or Tuesdays. And they were just one day here and 1 day there. Wasn't like you get multiple days, so just hard to get campsites anymore. All right, I think that's 3 I've got done, and they're all falling and tangling up. So 3 p.m. Yes, you're on normal hours. Wrap this here. This actually has red line. That's what came with it. I've never bought red line to put on anything. You can see I've got a huge tackle box on, and it's pretty much empty. I said I don't need much for a tackle box. So I got this small one. And most of it is going to be little bits and pieces of this and that. All right. Not that I'll need a fishing scale for anything, but guess I'll have it. Full of nitro parts. Yeah. I don't think this thing's ever been. I bought it in big intentions like most everything else. As you can see, you guys are falling over. I like corks. So that's what I do. I'm a corker. Hey Ryan. Nothing much exciting going on here. I thought I'd show up and let you guys see the weather's a little bit better. It's more tolerable today. Oh, and I don't know if when I told you yesterday I was cooking them Hawaiian bratwurst. I guess in the words of Phil Robertson, I would label them as yuppie bratwurst. I wasn't impressed with them. There's the girl when we bought them at said, I said, what is Hawaiian bratwurst? They said, well, it has pineapple in it. I kind of made a face at her, I guess. Oh, they're good. No, they're not. Not at all. Not at all. Matter of fact, what's left over is going to get tossed. I did bring some beef and cheddar. Now they'll be getting cooked probably tonight, along with another steak. Hey Steve, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Taking a break from the car stuff for a minute. Mike is a pansy. Okay, you betcha. I won't argue that. That's fine. That is fine. I don't know if you guys seen the short I put up. Twisted Mopar sent me one of those hats he sent Randy's. Matter of fact, I probably should have it on. It's kind of getting windy again. But I just did a little short on it instead of doing it on a live stream. It was nice of him to do that. He didn't have to, but I appreciated it. It's always nice to get things from your friends. Won't be long, I'll have this box empty. So you can read my comments. Just good way to get out of work. Yep. Can't say that I blame you. Luckily nowadays my work is what I create. For the most part. I don't know if I told you guys yesterday, some of you, if any of you have been following anything on the Pontiac that I was working on. It got it all put together, pretty much buttoned up, and the wiring harness under the engine was a freaking nightmare. I spent probably 2 hours taping up bare wires. Well, once I hooked the battery up to it, you should have seen the alternator. I have never seen an alternator burn up like that in my life, ever. I thought the car was going to catch fire, but anyway, I got it unhooked. I already had an appointment to take it in to get it the front end aligned. I can't do it. I don't have a front end alignment machine. I'm sure most of you guys don't. So I took it there and I said, fix it. I kind of had my fill of it for a while, and so they're going to align it, do a couple little tweaks, throw a new alternator on it for me because I don't want to. That's exactly why. And whatever else kind of needs to be tweaked a little bit, but it's in their hands for right now. And then once I get it back, I'll be working on putting floor pans in it, and let's see, I got door hinges to rebuild and a few other things to do that needs to be done. Got to mount some gauges, and I don't know, I got a list. So hey Frankie, toe is only adjustable feature on my front end. Well, these the tires on the inside of this thing, the insides were wore out, so I guess they're laid out, so they're riding on the inside of the tire. So I don't have anything to align it, so they have a laser alignment. So sometimes you have to, if you don't know how to fix it, you have to have somebody else, get somebody to do it that knows what they're doing. I have no idea what these things, some of these things are. I'm guessing that's a spoon. Again, I'm not a fisherman. Your tires did that too, so you just flipped on it. Yeah, I guess that would work too. They're so wore, they're just about to the cords. I mean, they're slick, and I definitely don't want to take them on a 3,000 mile trip with bad tires. So, well, we hope to do a 3,000 mile trip. So, but it looked like somebody put new ball joints on it, so they didn't look wore out. I tested them before I sent it to them, and everything appeared to be tight on the front end. So But I just kind of wanted to make sure. I do need to work on the front brake. It's grabbing a little bit. I don't know if we got a broken spring in it or whatever. But it has drum brakes on the front, so when I pull the drums, I'm going to go ahead and repack and put new bearings and seals in it. So I already have that stuff done. The Mustang is on the long list to be repaired. Once I get the Pontiac going, I've got to put some new tracks on my excavator, and then I've got to take the excavator over to the pond dam and pull some cedar trees growing in the sides. Show you the lake. Okay. We'll put new tracks on the excavator, and then once the excavator is done, then we're bringing the Pinto cruising wagon in. So the lake looks a lot better today than it did yesterday, I assure you. Turn it around here. We've got a nice big site here. There's nobody really on top of us. So this is a pretty huge campground. Must be very popular because there is not a weekend. You can't find an available weekend to rent any campsite in this campground for the rest of the year. Well, maybe October, last of October. So that's the beach here for this campground. And somebody out there getting there with a boat. We've seen several boats today. This weekend, there'll be boats everywhere out here. This is a busy lake. So basically, there's I think 3 or 4 different towns under this lake that when the Corps of Engineers dammed up the end of it, they had evacuated bought all the people out of the towns, and it just flooded. There's supposed to be another bridge just not too far from here underwater. So, but as you can see, this is all rock bottom here. And just the lake just goes on and on and on. And this is the west side of the lake. I don't know how many different counties in Missouri this lake is in. I want to say it's at least three counties. I know it goes down to into Arkansas, but this point here is the same campground, goes all the way around. I think there's, well, I'd say there's close to 100 sites in here. I don't know for sure. I looked it up on the internet a while ago, and I don't remember now because I was trying to find an available campground here in a few weeks, and pretty much all the state and the federal sites are all sold out, booked up already. So it looks like if we want to camp, we're going to have to go to a private campground, which is fine. They're usually less private and they cost more, but all right, Steve, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it. How large is the lake? I don't know, Frank. Google Table Rock Lake, and it'll tell you. I don't know. It's big. I'd say it's probably one of the biggest lakes in the state, if not the biggest. It actually runs into where the dam below the dam goes into Taneycomo Lake, and then that goes to another dam that goes into Bull Shoals Lake, and Bull Shoals runs down into Arkansas, which is all part of the White River Basin. Just a big network of lakes. They call this area the Tri-Lakes, so. Big tourist area. But this is about an hour from my house. Took us about an hour to get here. And it wasn't too bad of a trip. I will say that setting up this camper was probably a little more labor intensive than the motorhome by far. I'm going to say it took 30 minutes longer, if not more. Mainly because you have to do the unhitching and stuff, and it's got equalizer bars and stuff, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But you gotta do what you gotta do when you got a 3/4 ton and not a 1 ton. Sunshine. Yeah, you can see there's a lake over there. I'll walk over down the road here. How are you?
Good. How you doing today?
Oh, better than yesterday.
Getting them all rigged up?
Huh? Yeah. I haven't used them for about 3 years, and they're pretty bad shape.
Oh, well, you know, clean them up and get them out there.
Yeah, I don't think nothing biting here. It's got some good sights here. I don't want to encourage on anybody else's campsite. That's not good etiquette. But I can go here to the point. Windy to be fishing. Very common occurrence. You can see the bridge right over there. We crossed that coming here. That's why these guys have these 300 horse motors on their boats. Not sure if you don't have 2 on that one. I guess they can go from point A to point B as fast as they can go for the fishing tournaments. That's more my speed right there. It's probably too fancy for me, actually. But if we camp again, we're probably gonna have to camp on the other side of the lake. So. But like, this is a what is it? Today is hump day, isn't it? And it's packed during a weekday. First part of first part of May. But yeah, almost every site is booked. Ferocious hound dogs. Yes, it is cold to be fishing. I think it's probably about 62 degrees. But it feels like a whole lot better than it did yesterday. Are you guys pooping? Oh my. 1.5 away. Yeah. Well, right here behind the campground, or where we're camped at, it's a rock base, and now granted, if I was using probably a different bait or the right bait, I might have got some bites or some nibbles, but I was using cork and worms, so, and nothing was biting. I don't even mind having to put more, yes, right, 20 poles and no fish. Actually, I probably do have about 10 or 12. It's Sunday, the first Mother's Day. Yep, it stinks losing them Carlo, I know. I lost both my parents not too long ago, so. But yes, it's. I understand how you feel. Yeah, I think probably somebody turned me in for using that kind of bait. Just guessing. Just guessing. So. Hey, if you guys haven't subscribed to the new channel, I'd appreciate it if you would. Like I say, I'm trying to get 50 subscribers over there. So that way I can do the live streams there, because I'm not going to continue to do live streams on for camper on the car channel. Thank you, Lotus. I appreciate it. I seen that you did do that. Yes, I appreciate it. I think you and somebody else did, and I appreciate it. I think I'm 7 or 8, which is fine. And I'm not looking to make the channel crazy. I just want to get 50 so I can kind of keep a travel vlog, and you know, those that are want to subscribe and follow the channel, you know, hopefully when be able to take you guys to different places and see some different sites that you may never see. That's why I like when people put car shows on their channels and stuff from, you know, different parts of the country, you know, stuff that I'll probably never get to go to. It is, there's 3 or 4 different channels with the same name, but they have different numbers. Mine is Traveling Dreams 62. I think there's like 3 other. You have to do the 62 or it'll take you to another channel. So just look for something for a real low subscriber count, and that should be me. I think I got a picture of the motorhome and the F-150 pulling behind it. I will eventually probably take and be doing some upgrades on the motorhome, as haven't decided whether it's going to be sold or not, but I'm thinking about keeping it, do local car events. Yeah, no, not 69. Because it's just easy. It'll be easy to pull a car trailer with it, like I did last year to the No Name Nationals. I pulled the van to Sykeston last year with the motorhome, and we've just dropped the insurance to liability on it. License plates aren't that big a deal, so. Yep, a short trip, that's for sure. But just something a little different. I don't have a lot on the channel yet. I'm going to do a couple more videos and put on here on that channel coming up here in a bit. I need to do an introduction video for that channel. No, I do not need a pontoon. If I get rid of the campers, I don't have a problem with having a pontoon. That would be the only way I would go, would be a pontoon probably. Just for the simple fact that I don't need speed. I'd be tickled to death to put a barbecue grill on a pontoon boat and just float around. Lone wolf, yeah. I am Mike Frank. That is my name. No, I'm not much into the bass boats and stuff. Like I say, I've never had very good luck with boats whatsoever. And granted that, you know, if the gas keeps going up, I maybe not be going and getting it for a while, but I do need to make a trip over to Dennis at Twisted Mopar Garage. Oh, good God, I'm about out of battery, guys. I'm down to 3%. But he's given me a boat with a 302 in it, and that is probably what I will use for the Mustang. Guys, I'm going to have to go because I have no plug-in out here. And I'm down to 3%. So, I will catch you guys a little bit later. All right? Have a good day. I'll talk to you later.